Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. This week we're diving into a world that's changing at just an incredible pace. I mean, AI, it's not some far-off future concept anymore. It's here. It's in everything. And it's fundamentally reshaping our jobs, our schools, the tech we literally hold in our hands. So yeah, forget waiting for the revolution. It's happening right now.
All right, so here's the game plan. Over the next 10 minutes, we're going to break down this whole AI-driven world into 5 key stories. First, we'll look at the impact on jobs, the human side of things. Then we'll jump into how schools are scrambling to keep up. After that, it's the big tech arms race, how that filters down into the gadgets you use. And we'll wrap up with the big one, your privacy and safety. Let's get into it.
So first up, AI and the human impact. Let's talk about the really personal stuff. How AI is already affecting our ability to find work, to, build a career. The data's starting to come in, and honestly, it's telling a pretty clear story that we all really need to pay attention to.
And I think this quote from Sydney Copeland, a grad assistant teacher, really just hits the nail on the head. She tells her students, machines can't think for you. Writing is a journey of thinking, and that's a trip you've got to take yourself. It perfectly captures this tension we're all feeling, right? AI is an amazing tool, but where's the line between getting help and just outsourcing your own brain?
And that tension, it has some very real, very measurable consequences. Check this out. A recent Stanford study dropped this number, 13%. That's a 13% decline in employment for people just starting their careers, specifically in jobs that are most exposed to generative AI. And let's be clear, this isn't some guess about the future. This is what's already happened. So who's really feeling the heat here? Well, the study found the impact is biggest in roles where AI can just take over the whole job, not just help out a human. We're talking about fields like customer service, entry-level software development, and the demographic, it's hitting the youngest part of the workforce. People around 22 to 25 years old, the hardest. Now, on the flip side, if you're an experienced worker or in a field like nursing, things have been pretty stable, even growing.
All right, next up, the new rules of learning. Because it's not just the job market that's getting turned upside down. The entire world of education is scrambling to figure this out, trying to write a whole new playbook for students and teachers. Let's see how that's going.
Okay, look at this chart. This is kind of wild. This school year, only about a quarter of school districts were even planning on AI training for their teachers. Just 26%. But by next fall, that number jumps to 74%. I mean, that's almost a 3-fold increase in a single year. It just goes to show you the absolute urgency educators are feeling right now. They're racing to get a handle on this stuff. So whether there's official training or not, a new set of rules of the road is starting to take shape. Here's the deal, the basic do's and don'ts. Using AI to brainstorm ideas or maybe clean up something you've already written, totally fine. That's a do. But just feeding it your assignment instructions and copy-pasting what it spits out, yeah, that's a hard don't. At the end of the day, the whole point is learning how to get the answer, not just getting the answer itself. Okay, let's talk about the big tech AI arms race. I mean, who is actually building these tools that are changing everything? This brings us to the massive corporate battleground, the fight raging between the giants of tech. And believe me, this isn't just friendly competition anymore. It's a full-blown arms race. I mean, just look at what happened this week alone. Microsoft is rolling out its own powerful in-house model called MAI-1 Preview. Meta is trying to rush out the next version of Llama before the year is over, and Elon Musk's company, xAI, just dropped a new coding model that's way, way cheaper than the competition. The pace it's just relentless. And this crazy pace is leading to some really weird situations. Take Microsoft and OpenAI. Microsoft has poured over $13 billion into OpenAI. But now they're building their own AI that directly competes with them. As Mashable put it, it's an awkward and potentially untenable situation. Basically, these two partners are now rivals, and Microsoft is building its own stuff so it doesn't have to rely so much on OpenAI. All right, let's talk about smarter gadgets and new battlegrounds. Because what does this whole corporate war actually mean for us? Well, it means all this cutting-edge AI is trickling down into the gadgets you use every single day. Your phone, your console, they're the new front lines in this battle for AI supremacy. Take smartphone cameras, for example. The Galaxy S25 Ultra, its photos really pop, but sometimes they can look a little overprocessed.
But then you have the Pixel 10 Pro XL. It's now using on-device generative AI to literally rebuild pictures when you zoom way in. So imagine this. At 100x zoom, it's not just making the pixels bigger. The AI is actually creating a whole new, clearer image from scratch. That's an absolute game changer, and it's happening right inside your phone.
And get this AI supremacy battle is even ending the oldest war in tech. The console wars, they're over. For years, AI tools have been making it easier and easier to move games from one console to another. And this week, it all came to a head. For the first time ever, you can play an Xbox classic, Gears of War, on a PlayStation. And a huge PlayStation hit, Helldivers 2, is now on Xbox with Halo armor. I mean, these walls that have been up for decades are just crumbling down thanks to AI. But while AI is driving this crazy software race, there's this really cool counter-movement happening with hardware. It's called the Framework laptop, and Tom's Guide calls it the anti-MacBook. So why is that? Well, as other companies are locking their devices down tighter and tighter, Framework is doing the exact opposite. You can repair it, you can upgrade it all by yourself. So when the next-gen AI chip comes out, you don't buy a new laptop, you just swap in a new motherboard. It's a huge push for user control in an era where companies want you to just buy a new device every couple of years.
Okay, your privacy, their priority? Let's talk about the price of all this progress. Because when AI gets integrated into every part of our lives, it comes with a price. And that forces us to ask some really tough questions about our privacy, our data, and our safety online. So let me ask you a straight-up question. Are your private chats being used to train AI? If you're a user of Claude, the chatbot from Anthropic, the answer might actually be yes pretty soon, unless you do something about it. Here's what's happening. Anthropic just changed its policy. By default, your conversations can now be used to train their AI, and they'll keep that data for 5 years. But, and this is the important part, you can opt out. It's literally just a toggle switch in the privacy settings. It's super simple, and it's a really crucial step to take if you want to keep your chats private. Now, on the safety side of things, OpenAI is making a huge shift. After a really tragic lawsuit involving a teenager's death, they're now rolling out proactive safety features in ChatGPT. So the new system is actually designed to spot early signs of emotional distress. It can offer links to mental health professionals and can even notify a user's trusted contacts in an emergency. It's a big, big change from waiting for something bad to happen to trying to prevent it. And of course, as the good AI gets smarter, so does the bad AI. The scams are getting scary good. We're talking about phishing emails that look absolutely identical to a real message from your bank or even your boss. It's making them harder than ever to spot. So all that old advice, it's more important than ever. Be skeptical, use strong passwords and two-factor authentication, keep everything updated, and if something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
And that really brings us to the big final question. From our jobs to our phones to our mental well-being, AI is quickly becoming the architect of our entire digital world. So the question we all have to ask ourselves now is, who gets to hold the blueprint? That's the challenge for all of us. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.